Okay, team, so today I am going to take you through some friendship bracelets, right? And I thought we'd do a little bit of different kind of tying. So we're still tying knots, we're just doing it in a slightly different way. Okay, so when I make them, I have this stuff that's called embroidery floss or embroidery thread, and it comes in all kinds of different colors. All right, you can see I've got a bag here that's just full of colors. I have had this bag of colors since I was a 15-year-old lifeguard, and I used to make them for the kids at my pool. And I've passed it on to my daughter, and now it's come back to me. So I thought I'd share this stuff with you. So I'm going to start with, well, first I'll show you the different ones I make. So here's one of the ones I make. It's a real simple one. I'm going to show you this one today. It's got a loop for tying at the end. Okay, and here's another one. This one takes a bit longer. Okay, this one takes a little bit longer. I made this one last night while I was sitting, and we've been watching Squid Game. So I was watching that, and I find it quite nerve-wracking. So I've been, it's a pretty horrible show, and I've been using this to keep my anxiety down. All right, so here's another version of that. This one is very similar, all right, but it's basically this one again, but it's done with my right hand and my left hand. So it's two joining together instead of just one straight pattern across. And here is the fourth one I'm going to show you. And this one is the same knot all the way through. You just change up the colors a little bit so you get that neat pattern. Okay. All right. So I've just taken my GoPro clamp here and put a bit of this floss through. Now, when you make your friendship bracelet with the one I'm going to show you, you want to get enough cotton so that it goes around your wrist plus a half again. So basically what you want is the size of the person's wrist. I'm going to make this for a smaller wrist than mine. Around their wrist once and then a half. Okay. I leave the loops. I tie it so that I've got my loops hanging, and then I tie the knot at this end because the loops are going to be important for your fingers. All right, you'll see that in a minute with your fingers. All right, so with this one, I need to put all the green, because of the way I'm going to do the pattern. I want all the green around my fingers on my right hand, and the white around my fingers on this end. So you'll notice I used 5 different strings, okay, and that's because that's easiest for me. Some people like to do 7, which means you've got 4 on this finger and 3 on the, or 4 on this hand and 3 on the other, or whatever, but sometimes it gets confusing. So I thought I'd start out with the basics. All right, now the one with 3 is the one that's going to do the weaving. All right, so I'm going to go through the middle, over the top, and pull it back. Then I'm going to move these up. Now my right hand's doing the work. Go through, and over the top, and pull it tight. Now I move those 2 up. Now it's always that ring finger doing the work. Pull it tight, move it up. Ring finger through, over the top, pull, move them up. Ring finger through, pull the top. All right, and I just keep doing this, and I speed it up a little bit, and I do this until I start to see that nifty pattern developing down the back. You can start to see that pattern developing. All right, so it's through, over the top, and pull. And you'll get really fast at this. You'll get to where you can probably make one of these in about 5 minutes or so. You'll get quite quick. All right, so I'll just keep it going. So remember, it's always your ring finger doing the weaving. Through, over the top. Through, over the top. All right, ring fingers doing all the work. All right, I'm going to pause there. Okay, so here I am back to where I was. I'm nearly finished. You can see the difference, right? And again, I'm just going to show you again up close. So through the middle, over the top, and pull it through. Move those strings up. Through the middle, over the top, pull it through. Move those strings up. So you're only ever having your ring finger doing the weaving. All right, so only your ring finger is doing the weaving. All right, so you can see I'm getting pretty close to the end here. All right, so through, over the top. Gets a little trickier as you get close to the end, right? But you can really see this bracelet is starting to take its shape. All right, so when I get to where I'm happy with it, I think I'm just about done, then what I'll do is I will tie it off. All right, so when I think I'm happy with where it's at, I'll take it off my fingers. I'll just put a loop around itself. Okay, and pull that through. And I like to do a double loop just because I like to know that it's gonna not ever try to unravel on anyone. So I try to do just a double knot there, just a double knot, okay? And then now I've got this great loop at the end. So when I tie it onto someone, I'll take it off my GoPro and I've got something to tie it on. So look at that. So it'll go around someone's wrist quite nicely and tie on, or ankle. They're good for that too. All right, so that is your first type of friendship bracelet. All right, that's just your basic old finger weaving. Now, if you don't have anything, again, if you don't have a clamp like this to put to your table, you don't have to. You can use, sometimes I put it around the end of scissors and squeeze between my knees, or you can pin it to something. Some people like to pin them to their pants, and then they work with it pinned to their pants. So it's entirely up to you. Oh, all right. So I'm going to show you the next one. All right, so these three all have the same knot. It's just how and where you tie them and which direction you tie them in. All right, so you can see with the one that has a V, I tie the knot with my right hand and my left hand, and I meet in the middle. With this hand, okay, I'm doing all my tying with my right hand and holding the rope with my left because it's going the same way. And this one you can see I get a spiral, all right, because it's just the same knot over the same strings. All right, whereas this one I'm changing strings that I'm tying it to. This one I'm just tying over the same batch of strings everywhere. All right, so here's one I prepared earlier. All right, so I have, what do I have in this one? 8 strings. All right, so you always start with the one that's on the left. All right, or if you're left-handed and you want to work from your right across, it's up to you. And you pull out one string at a time. All right, so this is the string I'm going to work with all the way across. I'm going to make the number 4 and put the tail through the rope. All right, you've seen that before, that knot. Again, I'm going to make the number 4, put the tail through that rope. That's 2 knots on that rope. Then I'm going to move to the next one. Pull out the yellow one. Make the number 4, pull it across. Make the number 4 and pull it across. That's that old school 4 with the triangle. I'm going to move to the next string along. Make the number 4, tuck the tail through and pull it across. And each time I pull that knot up, right? I pull that knot up so that you can see how it's forming. All right, it's a slow process, but you get there in the end. It does take, it's quite, like I said, it's quite relaxing. Something to do in the evening. If you're watching scary movies or scary shows or any shows really, it gives you something to do. All right, and you can do cotton, you can do whatever string you have lying around. Okay, there's your number 4, over the blue, again over the blue. So I'm working with the same light blue string all the way across, which is what gives me that top pattern. So these strings are they're just the base for it, really. All right, it's just what I'm weaving around. So the red one isn't showing up yet. It's just the one I'm weaving around. And I work in that order. And I go to the blue, pull it up 2 times, pull it up, and then to the last one. And that gives me that blue color, because the blue is the one on top. It gives me that blue color all the way through. And then I can just push it up, make it tight with my fingers, and move on to the next color, which in this case would be pink. And I do the same thing. So these bottom colors, make the number 4 over the yellow, pull the pink through, and pull it up. And I do that twice. Every single string gets 2 knots. And then I pull it across. Move on to the next color. Right, which is white, and the white's always the bottom because it's not that furthest color on the left. So the farthest one on the left is the one I'm carrying across. So that's 2. And I find the purple, make the 4, pull the tail through, 2 knots. Okay, and again, if you don't have a clamp like this, you can pin this to your pants. You can pin it to a piece of cardboard and squeeze it between your toes. You can put it on the end of some scissors or toenail clippers. Squeeze it between your toes. There's lots of different ways you can do it. You can get someone in your house to hold on to it for you if they're feeling generous. And you pull it through. Moving to the next color. There's the blue. Over. Over. All right. Over. All right, and here comes that last one, and that'll be the end of my row of pink until I get back around to that cycle. All right, and you can see that it's going, so it's going pink, yellow, white, purple, dark blue, red, blue, blue, and then back around. So it's just going to keep repeating that pattern, okay? So that's the same knot that's in this one. The difference is in this one, I come down the side with my right hand, and then I swap, and I do the other side with my left hand, and then I just go over the one in the middle. All right, so you just work the same way, same knot, okay? And then this is our last one, okay? And with this one, like I said, it's the same knot, but it just spirals because we hold. So if we hold all the other colors we picked, we do that same number 4 and pull it through, and it will eventually, it'll just spin itself around this rope. And we just let it spin, and when we get sick of doing one color, we move to the other color. So it's the same knot, just around all 4 ropes at once. The same knot around all the ropes individually, but meeting in the middle. And the same knot around all of them, but finishing on the end. Okay, cool. And then there's that one. All right, so that is my take on some friendship bracelets. This is another way that you can practice your knot tying. All right, and you get something kind of fun at the end. You can make one for you, one for a friend, share it out. That's why they're called friendship bracelets. All right, and when we can all get back together again, you can share them with each other. All right, team, have an awesome holiday. Make yourself some bracelets, have some fun, take a break from your computer screens, and I'll see you on the other side. Ka kite.